And so, Scorpio, I'm back again. So, I wanted to talk about Kabbalah in the last video, but I wasn't able to do much, like, because had not, like, meditated and readily prepared, like, all the intel on what I knew on the Kabbalah. And also I've learned, like, some more on the Kabbalah, like since I've been meditating on it, like, for the last days. So this is how my kabbalistic, like, tree looks like. You have the da'at. I know it's usually placed, like, here, but I have it low, like the dot, and then you have acceptance, and then you have mercy and glory, and here you have wisdom, and then you have silence, and then you have sensuality, and you have kindness. And on top, on the crown Keter, you have Helios. And then you kind of have ascension here and cosmos. And here you have the symbol of two swords. Why I've chosen, like, the symbol of two swords? Because there is, like, a fight in that space, like, energy fights happening there in that space. But then here you have the avatar, and then you have splendors, exactly where it's supposed to be. So maybe I should have, like, a picture on how the original, like, looks like on YouTube. And of course, let's look at it, Scorpio. So Kabbalah. I'm happy I'm able to record like this. Like, I can even flip the camera around. And that's kind of nice. That's kind of nice, right? That's kind of nice. And we can do this good. So as I search for a good Kabbalistic tree, and we can talk about it, Scorpio. I just like searching for knowledge and wisdom. It's so much fun. Kabbalah. So much fun. And look at my new style. What do you think about it, Scorpio? I'm talking about this new style. Like, everyone is. It looks kind of cool on me, and I thought I should always be wearing this as a supplement to my style. Oh, my internet is kind of. Well, alright. Let's see. It's coming pretty soon. Why isn't it coming? I want to have, like, the old. I think I even have it, like, written down, just in the same. Just in the same. Let me search for it. Oh. No, I don't have it. Like, I just wanted to show a normal Kabbalistic tree, and this one, so that we have the both to like see from and draw from. Oh, fuck. Okay. This is shit, kind of crap. Just when I'm about to do something cool, and my internet kind of, like, goes a bit. Okay, took me some time, but here we have one. Here we have one. You can see, but that's not the one we're looking for. We're looking for one with English interpretations. Okay. Okay, here we have one. okay, we can use this, but I see that like each kabbalistic student can like changes it a bit, like according to their experience. So here we have like one, this one looks like this. We have the crown, Keter, we have understanding, we have wisdom, we have judgment, we have loving and kindness, and we have harmony. Where, and then we have foundation, and we have kingship. Kingship. Or, and there we have kind of like majesty. Well, we can kind of like use that one as a reference, but I think I'll still search for another one. If there is possibility for. Okay, this one. No, this one is not finished either. Okay, let's look for another kabbalistic tree and see how it looks. Yeah. Okay. This one looks like this. You have understanding, you have wisdom, you have keter, you have strength, and you have correspondence, and then you have beauty, and you have majesty, and you have endurance, and then you have the foundation, and you have the kingdom. So each kabbalistic tree is kind of different depending on the understanding of the mage, of the magi, or of the or of the mystic. But this is kind of interesting point. Like in on every kabbalistic tree, this kind of like marks a point, like where the energy points towards more like more like occult, like more towards like the mastery of occult sciences, like here near the crown, or the crown chakra ish. But okay, I want to find one more, but that one was good. That one was good. So let's look for another kabbalistic tree and see how it looks. This is pretty fun. Another kabbalistic tree, and just see how it looks, and then we can begin with like these. It's fun. Okay. Yeah. So many different. Okay. We can go back to the first one maybe and use that one. The first one which I kind of like. Okay. Is it this one? I think it's this one, right? No, this does not have any English interpretations. Okay, let's look for another one, and look. It's kind of interesting, and so much fun. And here you kind of have one with pictures where you have heart, balance, dollar, and then you have smile. Kind of nice, But that one is not finished. Okay. Let's use this one with crown, understanding, judgment, majesty, kingship, foundation, endurance, harmony, kindness, knowledge, and then you have wisdom, and you have keter, the crown. Okay, let's use that one as a possible reference. So On this one, you see, which I've written down, this is like my interpretation of it. Like you have the dot, you have the dot, which is kind of like the dot. Like I see this as the gate to all like true spirituality, meaning like the organs, so to speak. Like sexual organs, scorpio, you know that, you're very much linked to sexual organs, so the that. But there it's written kingship. That's because like your sexual like let us say your sexual control, or your sexual ability to control, like sexual instinct, kind of like pretty much decides a huge part of life, like how evolved or how mature you're going to be, and of course that's going to influence your decisions. So on that, like on the art, control is always like observed, like control. And you can even see here on this Kabbalistic tree, kingship. And what do kings do? They kind of like take the reins and control of what is theirs, kind of like ish. So here we have the dot, the dot. So basically the organs. And then here you have the yesod, which I equate with like the well of chi, the foundation of chi energy, because chi energy can like decides everything. Like this is your usage, meaning your organs, but this is chi, just the energy stored without you using it or doing anything funny with it. And that's kind of like just acceptance I've written here. And there you see foundation, which is kind of funny, but I've written the that and then acceptance, because you kind of like have to to open your heart and accept, so that your well of chi can be poured so much. Like that's my interpretation of it, and how I build my kingdom, starting with accepting what is. So and that's kind of like it. You have the kingdom there, you have the foundation there, which is the well of chi, which decides how much energy a person's going to have, because your chi pretty much decides like how fit you are, how much energy you have, and how much you do during your day. Like when you have a lot of chi, of course you do a lot of stuff. You just are the hyperactive type of person, and that people just kind of like because chi creates, of course, here you have majesty and even endurance, which are all results of chi. So good control of the that of one's let us say sexual energy leads to greater acceptance, or greater cash, just energy in the foundation. Like energy is cash, kind of like ish. That leads to greater possibilities, because where there is more chi, there is more possibilities. Like it's just like that, because more chi means more possibilities. Like if you see it like raw, just in terms of energy, more chi means more possibility. So the more you have in your foundation, decides kind of like your physical orientation. Of course it can be afflicted depending on perhaps medical condition, accidents, or all sorts of things. But this is kind of like how it looks. And of course that's kind of like where you have the bed pleasures, the that. And there you have kingship. Of course everyone is king in the bed. In the bedroom, everyone is king. Like that's how it is. But here you have majesty and you have endurance. So like accepting and good control of chi leads to majesty, like the body has a more majestic appearance, and of course has more endurance because chi is preserved. So the foundation has all to do with the preservation of chi, and this is kind of like where Scorpio begins, you know, the episodes when Scorpio says, I don't want to have sex, and everyone is just like, Scorpio, you're not going to have sex? No, I don't want to have sex. Don't touch me. And of course, what is Scorpio doing when Scorpio says, I don't want to have sex, even though Scorpio is the most sexual? What what is Scorpio doing? Yes, Scorpio is kind of like pouring it into the well of chi, of into the foundation, so that it can have more energy. And of course, more energy means more magnetism, which are all like scorpionic traits which Scorpio thrives on, because Scorpio has so much energy and so much magnetism that people cannot stop wondering, Scorpio, you're so hot, there's something about you, Scorpio. And that's kind of like it. But here on this I have mercy and glory. Mercy and glory, which are kind of like, it's not majesty. On this you have majesty and you have endurance, but on mine you have mercy and glory. Because okay, when you have a lot in your foundation, this also symbolizes pride in a way, because when you have a lot of energy, you have a lot of pride. You cannot help but be proud. When you see someone who is like very proud, you know, you just look at them very proud. Like, it's not because they have money or because they have girls or because they have this, but they just are proud, like, you know, like centered in the self. They just have the proud of, just because they have good control over the kingdom, makes them look proud. Just overall, like they do not hesitate, like they have confidence without limit, like just proud, just confident, brave, kind of like ish. So you have it here, because the foundation is strong, makes the person proud. But of course, if someone has a weak foundation, what happens is that the whole is kind of like weakened. And of course, the body is not as strong, which are like the physical, you know, the physical of it. Like, the body is not that strong, and the body doesn't have that much endurance. So athletes are very good at pouring into the kingdom, because they know, like, I need lots of energy, I need to eat a lot and keep it inside of me, so in my foundation. And then you can do a lot of things with it. Like, here in the dot, it's where I want the attention to be. Here in the dot, like, the person can choose to kind of like, you know, store the energy here or use it, and then just kind of like drop it, you know. And then the chart must be replenished again, because the energy has been just released, you know. You understand that? Like, here is the same thing. Like, when the energy is poured in and when it is released, like, nothing more is happening. It's just released, it's just gone, like, it's lost energy. But in other cases where you have the energy keep like running up, like, let us say, for instance, is when someone decides to do nofap or nofap, then the energy goes up to because the foundation gets very strong, and of course you feel very majestic, and you have a lot of endurance. And here I have mercy and proud, because I equate this with the ego. because when you have a lot of energy, you have a big ego. And then it is it is good that you are merciful and that you are glorious at the same time. Because some people cannot keep their a high state of energy simply because they don't know how to behave when they have a high state of energy. They just don't know how to behave. Like they just don't know how to behave, and I've seen this, and it's just kind of weird. It's just kind of weird, but it's something that can happen, and of course, uh, with high states of energy, meaning high states of vibrancy, comes also a responsibility that one is uh, aware of one's character, because one's character plays a big role in the next evolution of this chart. So one's character plays a big role in the next evolution of this chart, because that's where you have the foundation. But then the character will play on how much the chart is able to ascend to the next level. And here you kind of have action, emotional, and cognitive. But here I haven't written anything, but I can explain like later on, kind of like ish, how I think about it, or not at all also. I'll try to. But here you have like here. So when you have a lot in the foundation, you feel glorious. You feel glorious. You just know that when you have a lot of energy, you feel glorious. But what can happen when you have a lot of energy? You feel glorious, you feel victorious. You can also turn up mean or a bad person. So it is important to always be merciful, always be thankful. That's why I have this here, like mercy, glory, mercy, glory, mercy, glory. And this is not just mercy on others or glory, like showcasing oneself and one's ability and boasting, but it is also on the self, having mercy for oneself, mercy for oneself, for all the things one is not able to do right, not be overly critical of oneself. So this is mercy. And of course, knowing how to celebrate, knowing how to celebrate. I have this more like this, like conduct code, so that I know like how I'm supposed to think when I'm to be glory and mercy, to always think of both at the same time. And of course, when the ego is fed so much, it is important not to keep the ego locked inside, but to express the ego, so that the ego has room for expression. And of course, when the ego is expressed, there is glory. But also, one should be mindful, merciful. So that's kind of like it. And here you have majesty and endurance. Kind of like the same thing ish, but this is more like endurance, majesty, but the same thing. Like mercy and glory has all to do with majesty and kind of like endurance ish. And you have acceptance here on this. There you have foundation. So first you have to accept, kind of like ish. Accept life. That's kind of like it. To be able to receive life, one must accept life. So that's kind of like it. And be kind to all sorts of life. So acceptance, love, in a way, kind of like ish. But it also has a lot to do, since it is the ego. It also has to do acceptance of the self, of the self as one is, like not trying to be someone else, or not loving someone else more than oneself. Like that's kind of like because it can happen, but acceptance for oneself, loving oneself, and also loving one's perhaps a twin flame or something like that. But here you have the foundation. So acceptance. like to be able to be healthy and pour a lot of chi into the well, one needs to accept oneself and others, of course, because that would lead to the formation of the character and make it strong and firm, so that one can do great things. Because when you accept others, when you accept yourself, you basically have the recipe for greatness. Like that's how great people are made, like by accepting themselves, their flaws, goods and positive, and also accepting others. So that's the recipe for greatness. That's how greatness is born. Acceptance, true acceptance, and of course control of. But with acceptance comes also control and responsibility and all that. But acceptance, that's the recipe for great people. Acceptance. So here you kind of like have the first, the first base of this triangle. I've like kind of like explained, and the dot, like the kingdom, the foundation. And here you have the organ. This is kind of like bed play, bed. Let's write another one, like bed pleasure, like bed ple pleasure. So there you have it, bad pleasure. And we all know what happens when one has fun. Fun, enjoying oneself, like energy spent. But one must always remember acceptance. It is part of life. Energy is stored and spent. It is just part of life. So acceptance, accepting life as it is, but seeking more, of course, and remembering mercy, to be merciful and glorious, to express the self. So accepting oneself, accepting other, being glorious, being merciful. And here kind of like the same thing. You have kingship, yeah, rule your bed, rock your bed. And then you have the foundation, like take the reins of your life, be in control, and you have majesty and you have endurance as a result. So that's kind of like good. And then let's kind of like do this, just flip the camera around so that your eyes don't get tired of just watching that. And I like this option that YouTube has, like you can flip the camera around and just do this pretty quick and fast. Cool. Nice to see you. So let's go on to the next evolution of this chart. So we're still doing this kabbalah, Scorpio. I still want to know, like, how Scorpio, you my best friend, and you already know this, of course, but it's fun talking about it. It's fun talking about it, Scorpio. You're like the master of alchemy. So let's do this, Scorpio. Let's do this, Scorpio. Here you have harmony. Here you have harmony, the foundation, and then you have harmony. So when this and this is met, you have harmony as a result. So when this is met, you have harmony as a result. And this in terms of chakras can kind of like symbolize the control or balance of the three first main chakras, meaning the root chakra, uh, sacral chakra, and the solar plexus chakra, like these. These kind of like where these three chakras like play, and those are kind of like the foundation that sets, uh, the continuation to the heart chakra, harmony. So here you have kind of like the heart harmony, like harmony, and you have it all. And of course on this one I have splendors, because this has actually to do, when one like masterfully masters the first triangle, one becomes like, One feels these splendors, and this is where spiritual ascension actually begins. This is where spiritual ascension actually begins. Like this is where it begins, in splendors or with harmony. Harmony, you know, to ascend spiritually, one must first gain harmony of the base, and then this is where spiritual ascension begins. This is when the search and thirst for knowledge just comes, because the energy is there, and the personality is seeking for its evolution. So this is kind of like when you take it to the next level, when you do those nofap, you know, searching for more knowledge, or when you're just taking care, when you're just accepting yourself as you are and just doing your best and being merciful and being glorious and just succeeding and just taking everything head on. But of course, this comes with a lot of trial. At first, you know, it comes with a lot of trial. But as one masters this, there is spiritual ascension. This is when the soul starts to search for more, because this is where love becomes so important. Like you have people who, like in the beginning here, it's kind of like all work, like, you know, uh searching work and kind of like purpose in life and just drive, like the focus is just kind of like laid back. This is also, you know, the time when like in in kids or in younger people, this is like the time just maturing, you know. Like love is not that important, like, because, like, you know, this is more love, like, you know, like male girl kind of love, like twin flame kind of love, you know, boyfriend girlfriend kind of love. So splendors, and of course with that comes also spiritual ascension, and you have harmony here. So this I Tiferet has also to do with duality, because from the da'at, when the da'at is poured so much that the life force is so strong, a duality is born. A duality is born that is male and female, and you have it here. And this duality creates this spiritual ascension. So for a being that is of light, or for a being, since we all angels on earth, for a being of light to ascend, they need to assemble all the polarities, you know, male and female, and then have this spiritual ascension. When the male and female energies are you know, rightly, you know, balanced in the body, then ascension begins. And as this happens, there are splendors, you know, wonders, like just greatness. One feel great vibes, you know, great sensitivity, greatness, just senses heightened. Like this I can equate with like vampire diaries, you know, when the vampires first you know, transform. Not vampires, but this has also to do with the, like, transforming. Like, you know, everyone has a story. I was like this, but now I've transformed, I'm more like this. This is also kind of like transformation, true spiritual ascension. But I'm just saying, like in vampire diaries, you know, when they transform, like there's just heightened sensitivity when the energies reach this level of the chart, like heightened sensitivity, heightened feelings. And of course, with these heightened sensitivities and heightened feelings, as a result of this, one is more likely to seek, you know, relationships, and just want relationship as a whole, but also spiritual ascension, and one seeks a lot of knowledge. So you have splendors, and of course tons is experienced, and that's kind of like it. And then on top of that, you have the avatar. It's kind of like the same thing here, the avatar. So this I equate with where the avatar's journey starts. The avatar, the avatar's journey starts. You know, seeking the right spiritual path, like right spiritual, like this when a person reaches this, they usually grow beyond the spiritual understanding they were given or transmute or told by their society or the people around them. This is when the person just draws from a higher source, like they just know there is something more and they're seeking kind of like on their own. So, and of course, from that, from the duality, call it duality, spiritual ascension. So I should add on more: duality, spiritual ascension. Duality, kind of like ascension too, but there you have it on top. So it's kind of like the same energy, ascension. So you have the duality and ascension, like the polarities are strong in the body, and also references that can be like equated to this, because some pro athlete reach this level, and they might like think of themselves as bipolar, having two poles. Like if they're not mastering this properly, because I remember when I was at this stage, like I would like just fill my kingdom with so much energy, and then I will go like berserk, just avatar mode, because I have so much energy and I'm just flying, feeling high all the time. It's just so good because of the energy I have. So that's kind of like fun, and that's when you have these fun parkour guys just running with lots of energy, just feeling high, enjoying life. So that's kind of like it. You also have the avatar there, because that's when the seeking begins, like the seeking beyond cultural uh, cultural restrictions. This is when the seeking begins beyond cultural restrictions, because there are people who will seek spirituality or religion, but only within the bounds of their culture. And this is kind of like breaking free from one's cage, not being limited anymore, going out of one's comfort zone. So guys know this a lot. Duality, going out of one's comfort zone, going out and making the move, going out of one's comfort zone. So you cannot have it here. And of course, the avatar. And this has all to do with confidence, saying, yes, I've got this. But this all happens as a result of the foundation being strong, the foundation, which is the yesod, being strong. So then the person can progress to spiritual ascension, and just beyond the bounds of their beyond the bounds of cultural limitation, because the person just has the guides like within to lead this person. So this is kind of fun, and there is ascension there. There is ascension there. It is also a calling. But okay, then we have it there. And of course, this points towards, of course, kindness, you have there. And then there you have wisdom. Kind of funny. Because, and here you have judgment, and you have loving, kindness. Kind of like the same thing. Kindness, judgment. But it's loving, kindness, and you have wisdom. But it's all kind of like different, depending on the kabbalah, on the magi that's interpreting like this from their experiences. So on this tree you have judgment, and you have loving, kindness. And of course, from that, I'll interpret like judgment. Having good judgment like leads to further, you know, further success and further success and further, you know, just having good life. Good judgment equals a good life. If you make good judgments, you kind of like, but it's kind of hard. It's kind of if you make good judgments, you progress more smoothly through life. Like these are perhaps financial judgments, or just judgments in your dealings with people. And of course, in your dealings with people, judgment, kind of like ish, you have good judgment in your dealing with people. Here you have kindness, which is kind of like the same thing. I've tried to, like, you know, relate to both, kind of like ish, but there are multiple interpretations of this judgment, kindness, but it has all to do with kind of like goodwill, because judgment, kindness. So having good judgment, being kind, good judgment, being kind. And here you have kind of like loving kindness, which is the chesed in Hebrew. And here you have wisdom. So as a result of this spiritual ascension, or as a result of harmony, for harmony to be maintained, one needs to have good judgment and be loving and kind, because those are keys to remaining harmonious. Because you can be in a state of harmony, and then you can be just, you know, thrown out of it because of lack of good judgment, or lack of just lack of showing love, like lack of, you know, lack of love. So one can be in this state of harmony and be thrown out of it because of lack of love, or bad judgment. And that's kind of sad. Because that's basically just holding oneself back. Like, just open your heart and take yourself to the next level. Like, open your heart. It's kind of easy to have good judgment. But this kindness, judgment is a lot. You can see here both, like, it's fixated on the others, kind of like ish, in a way, how you deal with others. Here you have mercy, and then you have kindness, you have glory. Glory, mercy, kindness, but only a result of spiritual ascension. When these are met, you have kindness and you have wisdom, judgment, lovingness. And I think that kind of like explains a lot on how this progress. But you also have duality here. So it is important. I'm going to explain this and this through the lens of duality, because it is important to maintain duality at its positive. One needs to be spiritually aligned. Otherwise the duality is bad, because when there is duality, there are energies, like energies. So if you do bad works, you have bad judgment, and you're not as loving as you should be. This is kind of like it, right? But wisdom and kindness. So let's play with this. Kindness, you should always be kind. Show kindness, because when you're kind with others, this allows you to actually have more wisdom. Because as soon as you start to judge others, like good judgment, but as soon as you start to judge others, it can actually hinder you on your way to progressing, only because you have judgments. Let us say someone has the knowledge you need, like it's a professor, or just someone you see on the street. They have the knowledge you need, but because of your judgment, you're not going to talk to them. You're just like, oh, this person is bad. Like this person is ugly. I don't like this person, and only because of that judgment, you've missed the whole like thing about what this person was about, only because of this small judgment. And this is when also like racism like comes into play, because a lot of people actually fall onto this because of poor judgment. They see someone who's just slightly perhaps different in tone, and they go, this person is like this person is like this. That's kind of like poor judgment, and it's not leading towards the inquiry of more wisdom, because poor judgment leads to, of course, just 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 bad spirits. Because here you have to notice, when we're talking about duality, we always talking about spirits also. So it's important. Spirits, a duality, we always talking about spirits also. So if you have, if you are a kind person, and if you seek wisdom, and you grow more wise, you draw good spirits to you. You mean like good spirits to you, good vibes to you. And if you are let us say a bad person, you draw mean spirits to you. And these mean spirits, what they're going to do, they're going to give you a hard time. When in life, they're going to give you a hard time, because they will constantly be in your mind, holding you back, these mean spirits. So or these mean mean spirits that you've given up to, that given yourself to, by being mean to others. That's kind of like creates your energy signature. Like you become a bad person, because when you bad to others, it makes your energy signature, and you are a bad person, because you draw bad spirits to you, and you have not the most positive of thoughts. You're just overly negative, and you you just cannot see properly. And that's kind of like is a shame, because all that can be avoided by just being kind and accepting towards others, and being loving. Like it's easy to be loving. It's way easier to be loving than to not be loving. Like forgiving is kind of like easy, like just and all that. Also here you have forgiveness. Like one's ability to be kind can be blocked by disputes, when one holds a grudge or something. So on this you have even mercy here. Being merciful will always lead to kindness, because when you're merciful, just say sorry and just do your thing. Like just keep evolving. Don't get trapped in let us say relationship knots, because people can get trapped in relationship knots here, and this can actually hinder their progression as an avatar. Because as an avatar, like and it's kind of bad if you don't progress, only because you've adopted mean behaviors, and because of that you don't progress. Like that's so lame, and it's sad actually. So one should try to erase all that, and just be as sound and peaceful and loving as one can be. And it's not easy. Like this being kind and merciful is so important. Like I know when people talk about Scorpio, they also like talk about like sometimes the negative qualities, emotions such as revenge, hate, and all that. Those are all things you're supposed to let go of, because they do not serve you in any way. All they do, like emotions such as hate, revenge, racism and all that, they only draw bad spirits to you. And these bad spirits, all they do is just take your life apart and just make you overall miserable, because you're not getting happier, because you're allowing these bad spirits to take space in your life. So it is important to be kind and to be loving, and to have good judgment, because it has to do with judgment, also making the good calls, loving people just like that. But I see this more kindness and seeking wisdom, because when one is kind, one becomes wise. And when one is loving, one seeks others, and one seeks to truly know others, because to truly know others is a good thing than to just think I know this person, but to actually go there and truly know them, so that you get to know them, and not just think, okay, I know this person is like this, because some people are like that. And this can also happen as a result of not having a lot on the foundation, not having the confidence to meet others. That's also another problem. But that's another story. That's another story. Not having the confidence to meet others, that's another story. But one should always try to be in control, and not perhaps play that much in the bed, but also even control that, so that one can truly learn and do what one wants to do. So that's important. And you have kindness, you have wisdom. So being kind, seeking wisdom, having a direction in life, good judgment, having a direction in life, making goals, seeking them, and all that, and being loving and kind, important. And that's kind of like it. That's kind of like it. And you have it there. You have it there. You have it there, kind of like ish. And it's kind of like fun. Okay. Let's do this again, and just have have it switch around. Yes, so we feel good. And then let's continue this up. Let's continue this up, like with the next kind of like that. And here, like on most Kabbalistic trees, there is usually a line drawn here, because this is kind of like a line. You can see it's like an invisible line. Okay. So why I've even drawn this invisible line, because here we talked about duality, duality, spirits, and you understand why. Like what's above this is kind of like what's above the visible realms. This is when you enter the realm of psychics, and these people who've kind of like this, what's above this. Because when one like is kind and seeking wisdom, one reaches pretty high levels, and this can even transcend the mundane. So this is transcending the mundane. This is ascension, transcending. When one is kind, when one is wise, and have good judgment, and keeps pouring into the foundation, and keeps vitalizing all these parts of the self, one can actually reach transcendence. So with transcendence, there's just like a flip, just jumping to another kind of like transcendence, just having this hype state of hyper flow, and just being connected with spirits, with nature, and all that transcendence. Because there is like the heart is light. The heart is light, because the heart shows so much love. So the heart is light, and one reaches transcendence, kind of like transcendence from the mundane, and one is deeply connected with spirits. And here I kind of like gave an energy signature. Like a lot of hardcore athletes, when they reach this, like, for me it was it an energy signature. Like I want to tell it also like this: an energy signature, also depending with like the chakras. Here, when a person kind of like is learning all of this, they might experience, if they want to, progress very fast, they might be one of those people who say that they're experiencing perhaps bipolarism, having high energies and then having low energies, high energies, low energies, and kind of like it like going up and down, up and down, up and down, until transcendence is kind of like reached. It's like that. At first people go up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down, and then suddenly they go up, and this time they seem to be going up very long and they're not coming down again. And why they're going up very long and not coming down again? Because they've reached a state of transcendence, or kind of like awakening. It is awakening, because there is such a consistency in energy. So consistency is also another keyword assisted with this. But consistency with all of this leads to transcendence. When one is consistently merciful, consistently kind, consistently like seeking wisdom, consistently seeking to prove oneself, to do one's best, consistently accepting others and oneself, and consistently, you know, taking charge, control, and kind of like ish of all that. And this, I can even do this. Like, I just want to equate this, and then here you have trans. So you can see that I've written a bit more on this. Like, here you have no fap. And this is kind of like what I tell in my chakra videos, that when you're doing no fap, like a lot of no fappers, they have recorded having a lot of energy, and being more productive and doing what they want and all that, as a result of having a lot in the kingdom, of accepting oneself, and actually, being merciful, glorious, kind, and working with all of this, working with oneself. And this, of course, is done with like the nofap. Nofap is like the method of energizing the first part of the, like, the spirits, kind of like ish. I tell this like this, I tell this like this, because there is another, like, science here and in there, and also just another, kind of like, let's call it sexual conduct, that people who are on this level like have like. And I want to explain the both, so that the tree is complete, because I don't want to leave any stones unturned. Like, let's turn them all. And of course, here you have knowledge, the dot. But it's not really knowledge, it's more it's knowledge, but not really knowledge in the sense of knowledge. It's more transcendence, reaching, the it's knowledge, all right, knowledge, having knowledge, knowing a lot. But transcendence, I equate this with transcendence. And I've even drawn like two swords here, because it's like a fight. Like, when someone reaches the states above, that's when, like, they've made, a conscious choice to perhaps seek a very spiritual life, or a very enlightened life, because that's when this happens, transcendence. And you hear the person is now just going super religious, super spiritual, kind of like ish. But briefly, you have the two swords here, because this is the realm of the unconscious. Like, when one is here, one starts entering the realm of the unconscious, the hidden side of life that most of us don't see, the world of energies. Because everything is kind of like energies, but the world of energies and vibration and spirits, like coming very close to them, energies, vibrations, and spirits. So this is the world that was hidden all along, our life here, because we hear about them, but most of us don't have that strong connection with spirits and vibration and all that. But that's another thing. So when the avatar that we have here reaches transcendence, they they just gain, like, awakening, and with awakening comes knowledge also, because that's kind of like awakening, because the following has to do with seeking illumination, and the previous has only to do with, like, the basis of a good life. If you want a good life, you want to be all of this, you want to be all of this, you want to be in control, like controlling one's best pleasure, being accepting of others, being glorious, kind, merciful. That's just the recipe for a good life. But if one seeks more, like, awakening and illumination, which has more to do with transcending the 3D reality, like what is so common, like this has more to do with just not just with a good life, not just having a good life. This has to do with going beyond, going superhuman, kind of like ish. So you have this, and of course a lot of people seek this to go superhuman, to go beyond what is known, beyond what is common. And of course you have the two swords, because it's kind of like it's kind of like a portal that portends also that it's a fight for the spirit. So that's why for on this chart I've drawn two swords, because awakening and enlightenment is not easy, is not easy. Like, it demands a lot of dedication, and a lot of wanting it, like demands a lot of dedication and a lot of wanting it, because awakening and illumination does not happen by chance. Like, it's a conscious choice that one seeks. So that's kind of like it. It does not happen by chance. It's a conscious choice that one seeks. But here you have awakening, and of course what's associated with awakening, like people who are vibrating on the state of awakening on the fifth chakra can also kind of like gravitate towards, seeing stuff beyond the ordinary. They talk about weird stuff sometimes, and it's even people that some consider are not down to earth, like crazy. But of course it's not crazy, it's transcendence. But some people have those judgments, like, you're going crazy, you're talking about weird stuff no one understands, like, where are you taking that shit from, like. But of course, this is when the consciousness of the person has transcended the mundane. So they're seeing other realities, other possibilities, and they're connecting to the world of a lesser density, because this world has a lesser density, but it's also kind of like inhabited. But this is more spirit-ish. So here you have it. And of course, on this tree you have the two swords, which symbolize kind of like the cross, because this has all to do with the above, seeking illumination, spiritual life, and not just the material life. Like, this is material life, material life, material life you have here, kind of like material life, and here you have spiritual life. And of course, spiritual life has to do with going above, like material life, more spiritual life, seeking spiritual. So you have the cosmos, and you even have ascension. I had here because we ascending all the way, but transcendence, ascension, and you have transmutation, which is kind of like which is kind of like the just name it briefly, and you have sensuality, and you have silence or breath, and you have keter, and you have the helios. Now, here you have understanding, and here you have wisdom on this. So here you have kind of like awakening, and then you have understanding, and then you have wisdom, and then you have the crown. So, but on this you have sensuality, and then you have silence, and you have breath, and you have helios. But these are all traits that has to do with awakening. Like awakening and illumination is a sensual process. It is a sensual process, like a very sensual process. And of course, you have silence. Silence is so important for control, because the practitioner that seeks awakening needs to be in control, and being silent, listening, and quiet is so important. And you even have here breath. The breath is so important. The breath is so important because it is the breath that vitalizes the body and all the chakras, and that allows for the consciousness to ascend, transcend, and be fully illuminated. So that's kind of like it. It is the breath and silence that's and sensuality, kind of like each, that allows the consciousness to transcend, ascend, and be fully illuminated. And then you have the keter, or the crown, because that's kind of like what happens when a person awakens. They become like, they just see light. They see light. They see auras, and all that is supernatural. That is not perhaps of this just world. They have like this third sight, which we talk about a lot about your third eye. So they have this third sight, and they can pretty much live their life from this third eye, and not just their two eyes, if they wanted to. So this is kind of like it. So you have okay, you have here the whole tree, and of course I could like, this is all like when seeking illumination, sensuality. Well, it is important to be kind. Sensuality has all to do with the balancing of, duality, sensuality. So you understand, when a person seeks enlightenment, when the avatar seeks enlightenment, the avatar works with duality and sensuality, you know balancing the energies, male and female, so that they're just about right, so that the consciousness can fully ascend, so that the energies that rise the spine, the kundalinis, can truly be energized with real fire, and just transcend. So you have sensuality, You have silence. You have silence speaks of meditation and you know shit like that. And then you have the breath, which is so important. It is the breath that vitalizes everything, and that kind of like